Ladies and gentlemen, HelloFresh is a delicious way to cook meals at home for cheap. Unfortunately, they do not sponsor me. So if you want to help me out, go to patreon.com/Billy. Become a patron of any level, and maybe I could afford to buy HelloFresh. Until then, enjoy the show.
Naked, cradling a fifth of bean. Breast stinking, so I'm taking shots of Listerine. Trying to make it, so I bought a pair of skinny jeans. Such a pretty little thing, trying to fit my city scene. Hear your sister scream, coming from your parents' room. I'm there naked, wearing nothing but a pair of boots and a parachute, screaming out Geronimo. She got an ass like a Tijuana donkey show. This is rock and roll, I got the city with me. Making millions off the children, it's a pretty penny. And she got grizzly titties, I'm talking bare breasts. My teeth are jagged, easier to tear flesh. You can care less, well Billy cares lesser. Ripping pussies on wax like a Brazilian hairdresser. Yeah, I rap, but chameleonaire's better. Now I'm losing my religion for some billionaire's pleasure. I'm on the case, man, here I come. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. If I could chase with a bottle of rum. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. Bang the bass till your face go numb. Dum dum. Dum 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 dum. Everybody in the place go dumb. Dum 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 dum. Too many rappers, not enough physicists. Y'all some princesses, go on and catch syphilis. Fuck your frigidness, this is frigid time. Life is a race, you won't even see the finish line. And the biggest crime is I ain't even rich yet. So if you're rich, you fucking bitch, write a big check. Get your lips wet, pucker up, spin the bottle. You feeling lucky, punk, do ya? Then win the lotto. What's my motto? Get laid and get pesos. At that taco truck, giving senoritas pesos. Abe Seche, J-A-F-A. Big boss so swass, they call me Hefe. Flow so breathy, I'll probably have a heart attack. Cops like you're under arrest, cardiac. Where's the party at? That's a trick question. It's wherever we be, but we keeps the tricks guessing. I'm on the case, man, here I come. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. If I could chase with a bottle of rum. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. Bang the bass till your face go numb. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. Everybody in the place go dumb. Dum dum, dum 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 dum. Dum dum, dum dum.
Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Hey. It's late night. It's fun. We're having a fun time. I'm pretty sure we are. I am. I was going to sit around and mope for the rest of the night. It's 10:05 p.m. on the West Coast. It's perfect moping time. But I decided instead I would come online and I would stare into the abyss until it stares back at me. Vecna Simp, how you doing? How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. Since they let me out of the hospital, I have been adjusting to one of like the hardest things is not being able to drink more than 2 liters of liquid a day. I got really thirsty a couple days ago and I kind of pushed it. And it was not good. I could feel my body retaining water, so I have to be very careful. Very careful. Kiki, what's up? Yeah, it's good to be streaming. It's good to be hanging out with everybody. Lovely Lisa, Warrior Queen, Grady George, Dan, Spank my gimp. Persuasive barrier. Everybody chilling. It's very nice. Juma in the chat, I see. Lunar Phoenix, the homies. My face is definitely getting thinner. They got me on these diuretics and stuff, so I pee a lot, and that's good. It makes my body a little more chiseled. I need to lose some weight and continue this low sodium thing that also keeps me from retaining a lot of water. So that's the side effect. What's up, shit bisky? How you doing, cool guy? Peruvian gentry. It's good to be out of the hospital. Yeah, I've been out for a little over a week now, and it's been good. I re-injured my back. When I got out of the hospital, I was hobbling, not hoveling. Hoveling would be like penting up in a little shack or something. A hovel. Is that what a hovel is? I was hobbling. I had a cane. I looked like massive freaking chunk Yoda, like if Yoda and Jabba the Hutt mixed together. I was walking with my cane. I was walking so slow. I was beat up. And a couple days later, I felt really good. And then I bent over to pull up my green screen to do an episode of Drunken Peasants podcast. And when I bent over, I was a little too confident. And I popped my back out. It was horrible. I went almost back to square one. But today I'm feeling a lot more confident. And now I'm like, I have to still be careful as hell. Walk around with a cane like a little biatch. Do I have Penzi spices? I have not seen Penzi spices. I was waddling. Exactly. I was a little waddly-acha. I have to look into the low sodium lifestyle now. Grady George, you almost had the last interview. That's true. If you guys don't check out Grady George's channel, he does a bunch of interviews with a lot of different people, and he did an interview with me, and he talked to me a lot about my childhood. He got deep and dirty with me and my youth. It might be interesting for you guys to go over there and watch if you're ever want to delve into the secrecy of Fridge. It's not that big of secrets. I probably talked about a lot of the stuff here and there over the years, but I think there was some stuff I'd never talked about on there for sure. I've known Grady George for a decade. He's an old friend, good buddy. So he knew where to poke and prod at me. He's also a troll online. He knows how to rip into the psyche of human beings' souls. I think he held my hand gently as he bared my inner child. Persuasive Barrier says, are you still planning new music? Yeah. I've been thinking about new music quite a bit lately. I need to be able to stand up and project my voice, which I think I'm getting to that point very soon. I've been beat up, dude. Has Colleen gone to jail yet? She ain't going to jail, is she? I don't think anything she did is going to get her to go to jail. Have you seen some of the stuff people get away with? There's some evil people out there, some horrible, evil people, and they get like slaps on the wrist a lot of the time. It's pretty terrible, actually. No album in 10 years. I put out an album 6 years ago. It's a long time. What the heck, man? I don't count the pandemic, though. Like, shave a year or two off of that, because that was basically, getting lost. But yeah, I need to make a new album. I was working with Bill Beats and got in a car accident, broke my damn back in half. What's up, Krista? Good to see you. I am feeling much better. I saw Krista the day after I got the enlarged heart diagnosis, and told her I was supposed to be going to the ER and didn't go to the ER and for a few more days. And she came to visit me Chris is my buddy. It was for a comedy skit, but still, she asked a young 7-year-old child to put his hands down her pants because there were snacks in it. Yeah, comedy is interesting. I've probably not done anything that stupid in the name of comedy, but I know I've done some dumb stuff. I think anything that you do on video with intent to put out publicly is not usually brazen violation, and it could be comedic, but I mean, still pretty psychotic. Sheesh. Gotta lose that weight, sassy. You know it. Skeptical Jesus, Billy, don't you lose my number? Your number better be 1. 1 in the chat if you're number 1. That's all I'm saying. Cadillac Pieces, where's Joe? I think he's probably watching some telly. I don't know. Probably having a little television night. What's up, Glitch Witch? How you doing? I gotta be back on the trenches of YouTube. We're bringing it back. I have to get used to more YouTube. I do the Drunken Peasants podcast a few days a week, and my channel just shuffles away. I do nothing over here. And I don't even know if I should do anything on this channel anymore. Should I just retire this channel and start a brand new channel where I talk about different flavors of tea that I can only have small sips of? Sheesh. Whatever happened to Corinne? IRL Corinne? I don't know. I do not know. It's a weird world now. I have been feeling pretty good, though. I've been trying to find fast food options for low sodium because a lot of the time I get hungry and I need to eat something quick because I can't wait because I have no patience. And the longer I wait, the more stupid my mistakes are. The Sassy 777. I think we're going to go into boom chat mode. Let's just talk with y'all for a minute. Is your grandmother still alive? I remember you going to her house a few years ago. She was a sweet lady. Yeah, she's still alive, but she has been struggling with memory issues. That's a hard one. That's a hard one for anybody who knows or is familiar. It is a rough existence. She's still sweet. Every time I see her, she's still sweet, and she always remembers me. Probably because I look about the same as I did 30 years ago. Like I look almost the same as I do when I was 8 years old. Like when I was 8, the difference was I think my face was a little fatter. That was about it. I was more of a roly-poly-oly bowling ball. But she's doing okay. But she has seen better days. She was always going to be a sweet lady, though. Forever sweet lady. I did make the smart choice to stop aging. At this point in time, you have to realize I'm either going to live forever or I'm going to die young. Like there's no option, right? When you're this youthful, when you have this much of a baby face, those are the only two options. Like I'm not getting old, is what I'm saying. The only way I'm getting old is if I live forever. I'm pretty sure. Knock on wood. Watch I get freaking gray hairs tomorrow. That'd be so stupid. There's a painting in Billy's attic that ages for him. That's why I have all the paintings on my wall of myself, not because I'm vain, because they age for me, right? All my paintings gain weight for me. Shit. Oh. Yeah, the fast food options I've found for low sodium are going to Wendy's and getting their baked potato with sour cream and chives. I'm like, whoop, it's baked potato time, young Bill Fridge. And that's not keto, but keto was probably killing me, honestly. If you look at all the sodium in bacon, all the sodium in sausages, I was eating that all the time. Oops. Oops. Love you too, Peter Banner. Oh, you're sending your mother-in-law to stream with Elisa tomorrow? That's going to be awesome, Grady George. I'm excited for that. Did your thinking change on weight loss? I thought you were really strong-willed before, but has this given you even more willpower to lose weight? I had great luck the first time around with keto. In 2 years, I think I lost 250 pounds. And something happened during the pandemic that just shucked all of my willpower, shucked it out of me, left me a hollow shell of myself. I started drinking and feeding and having illicit sexual encounters. It was disgusting. I became opulence. I became everything that the Greeks raved about, you know? Everything that empires burnt for. It was beautiful. And I think it caught up with me this time, and now I have a very real recognition of what the things I can't have due to my body. Like I thought I would get a little loose and have a little extra liquid the other day. And the whole day after me, I was like, okay, I can actually feel the mistake I've made because I had more than 2 liters of liquid in one day. And that's kind of scary, dude. So I don't even know if I'm that good. Yeah, I was a Greek god for like 2 years. It was lit. I was just young Dionysus in his prime. No big deal. But yeah, the whole idea of willpower now is more just like the gross realization that now I know what it's doing to my body by feeling it. Like I can't ignore that anymore. I'm like, okay, this is why I'm bloated. This is the problem, young Bill Fridge. Stop that. My mouth is dry, but now that my mouth is dry, I can almost get pleasure out of the last little bits of liquid that formulate in my mouth as I speak. Like I'm getting drunk on the fact that as I'm speaking, my mouth is moving all the saliva around, and it's pooling up in my mouth as I talk, and I'm getting these little wells of saliva in my mouth, and I'm like, oh, delicious, delicious little puddles in my mouth. It's psychotic, but it's I'm aware of it now, because normally I would just be like, okay, let's have a swig of water. Let's chug some water. That's what I would do when I was hungry too. I'm like, I'm gonna go chug some water. That's if I was being good, I would go chug water. If I was not being good, I would go eat. But well, let's go have some food. Let me shovel some food. But it's not too bad, really. I take a bunch of pills every day and just have to discover new ways to enjoy the earth and the soil. Beautiful soil. How many of you guys went and saw Barbie and Oppenheimer? Did you guys go see that Barbie Oppenheimer? That duo? I see somebody did. I don't know if you guys are here for it or not. But
Well, folks, I just got back from the theaters seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which one of these is the best blockbuster of 2023 and which one is maybe the worst.
I bet he loved our movie, right, Ken?
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What the f? Run.
okay. So I'm not gonna talk too much about Barbie and Oppenheimer as the movies, because like people haven't seen it yet. Like we see Nancy Shrew in the chat's going to see it tomorrow. I don't want to spoil it, but all these guys, Ben Shapiro included, that are saying it's like too woke, are obviously looking at surface level things, and they're missing so much of the film. It's kind of embarrassing. Like I think they walk into it and they wanted it to be something, and they see their little triggers. I don't know if it's the trans Barbie or the fat Barbie or whatever it is that triggers them. And then immediately these intellectuals are like, well, there you go. They're pandering, service level pandering. This movie is too woke. It's got a lot of depth to it. And it's obviously a movie about Barbie, right? If you're not familiar with Barbie, then you obviously didn't grow up in a capitalistic society. But it's a smart movie for what it is. Like if you go in here and you want to find all these flaws in it, you're gonna find them. It's a movie about a toy, but it makes you the idiot, young Ben Shapiro. You dolt. Barbie was great. Oppenheimer, I've seen Oppenheimer twice now. I went and saw Barbie first Thursday. It came out at 3 p.m. here in the United States West Coast. I went to go see it at 3 p.m. The movie's about 2 hours long. Right when it was over, I rolled out, took a pee, and went right into Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was in the theater next door to my theater. Theater 1 was Barbie, the bigger theater. Theater 2 was Oppenheimer. And watching Oppenheimer, I realized halfway through Oppenheimer that 5 hours of movie in one day was a marathon. And Christopher Nolan, this is not a spoiler, Christopher Nolan has this thing where he has mastered toying with intensity in film. Just from like the pacing of the audio to the video and storyline, he is a son of a bitch for stretching out the intensity. So if you're going to watch both back to back, watching Barbie first is probably the smart idea. Because once you get into Oppenheimer, you're going to have a 3-hour just intense battle. And I don't think you're going to be able to ride Barbie out the way you got to ride Barbie after watching 3 hours of Oppenheimer. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Keith Vesey, you know. The Barbie song is lit, by the way. Aqua is some of the greatest musicians of all time. They don't get their flowers, unfortunately. But Oppenheimer, I saw it again in IMAX the next day, not having watched Barbie right before and having watched Oppenheimer once after Barbie. It was during the marathon. I could tell my viewing experience was not as keen as I would have liked it to have been. So the second viewing of Oppenheimer, a 3-hour movie, I got everything that I missed the first time around. Peter, you watched both. Crazy George says, I think having a black Barbie is racist. It focused on the race of both the character and actresses. How is it not? Did they have anything to do with race with the Barbies? I don't think that they focused on any racial aspects of Barbie. I'm trying to think, even if they focused on the racial aspects of America Ferrera, being that she is Latinx or whatever you want to call it. And I don't even think that played a part in the film at all, did it? Best movie of the year, I do not think Barbie nor Oppenheimer are the best films of the year. But I think they're both well worth the price of admission. Did Joe Oppenheimer? He did not see Oppenheimer, I don't believe. I don't want to spoil the Barbie movie for anybody, but I think I could sum up Barbie and Oppenheimer in a way without spoiling it. Both these movies play on pivotal moments in American history where a physical bombshell changes the trajectory of ideals for the rest of time. That's a review of both Barbie and Oppenheimer without any serious spoilers. What's up, Carla? How you doing? I think it's pronounced Latinx, right? What is my favorite movie of the year so far? Pez Course is the Barbie movie aimed at an adult audience. Yeah. You watch Barbie and it is not made for children, right? It's made for everyone. The same way most of these children movies are now made to target parents and children. There's still children movies that are made just to target children. They exist. But theater movie makers know that you don't usually get a child going to a movie without their parents. So they want to entertain both. And I think as an adult male, you should be able to walk into Barbie by yourself, no children, and only be partially embarrassed. I made sure to go see Barbie at the 21 and up theater because I don't want to be sitting next to loud ass kids. I'd rather be sitting next to drunk ass adults so I can tell them to shut up. I never do. Very rarely do I. Once in a while. Once in a while you get a real stinker that needs to be put in his place. Usually I'm him though. Disney has always done that. There are jokes in 90s animation movies that I didn't get until I was an adult and watched. Oh yeah, totally. This movie though, it deals a lot with a lot of issues that you would not think about, as a child. There's just, if anything, this movie's probably going to destroy the emotional psyche of children more than watching Oppenheimer would. Because Barbie is more like Joe Camel, Camel cigarettes with a little cartoon camel. And Oppenheimer is more like Marlboro. The cowboy, as attractive as it is not as cool as a camel. Barbie obviously is going to appeal more to children, but both films deal with impending doom. What's up, New World Disorder? How you doing? It's good to see you. I'm glad that you found your way to the stream tonight. Choose the most awkward seating. Be a man. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. I went to go see the what's that movie? Hey, Dear God, It's Me, Margaret, or whatever. It's about like a girl going through puberty, and it, like, while I was watching the movie, I'm watching it and I'm like, I should not be watching this. And it was in an empty theater. It was a completely empty theater. And I'm like, this is not for me. And the fact that I'm here feels creepy. I thought it would be a decent film. I think it had Kathy Bates in it. It had Rachel McAdams, Benny Safdie. There was a lot of names in it that are heavy hitters in cinema. I'm like, this could be a good movie. And I walked in and I'm like, this is creepy. I should not be in here. I don't need to see an 11-year-old fight with her friends over who gets their period. As great as the movie probably was, I'm sure a lot of people would watch it and identify with it. I'm so glad that I was not in there with anybody other than myself, because I would have, like, if another guy would have walked in, I'd have been like, you son of a bitch. Why are you watching this? You son of a bitch. I would have put him on a face on a website, like a warning, a red dot over his house. Like, you better register, you son of a bitch. Was it all about periods? Yeah, it was. It was mostly about periods with a slight story about acceptance and racism. And I'm like, I think you better put this one on a different playing field than young Bill Fridge. Does not need to watch this. Don't need to watch this. But I think as far as what my favorite movie of the year was, I've seen that question asked a little bit. I'm going to go into my movie history real quick. And I'm going to see if I can look at what I've watched recently. I have Oppenheimer here. I have Barbie. I have No Hard Feelings, starring Jennifer Lawrence, which was not a bad movie. It was a little bit of a little sleeper. It says I watched that down south. I thought I watched it up north. Joyride was about 4 girls that went to... They started out in Seattle. They went on like a trip together to China and other parts of Asia, and I thought it would be really, really funny, and it was a little more heartfelt than I expected, which I think is the new gimmick. You get half comedy, half tearjerker. I saw the movie Past Lives. It's about a boy and a girl that went to elementary school in South Korea. The girl moves to the United States. They get in contact with each other over the course of 2 separate 12-year periods. Realized they were in love, and they missed the boat. They missed the boat. Barbages says, what toy should they do a movie on next, Billy? The next movie, next toy movie should be, I'm daring them now, grow some balls, make the Slinky movie. I want Slinky to just be a one-off toy film. I want them to do a franchise. I want Slinky, then I want Silly Putty, and then I want Slinky versus Silly Putty. We need the toy collective universe, okay? Did I see there's a movie with John Cena and Jackie Chan called Hidden Strike? I bet you that's going to be good. I bet you that'll be good. Asteroid City was a movie that I saw. It was Wes Anderson's new film. That was pretty good. The Flash, I saw The Flash in theaters, and I thought the first 10 minutes was great. And every time someone talks trash about The Flash online, they're always talking about scenes from the first 10 minutes. And that's how I know that I'm a psycho, because I love how psycho that first 10 minutes was. And everything else was kind of a snore. It was all right. It was all right. But I'm like, no, I want to see this guy running around putting babies in microwaves and having stupid jokes with Ben Affleck. I like that. What's the plot to Slinky? Who stars in Slinky? I think Slinky. Have you ever seen the movie called Rubber? Rubber is a horror film about a sentient tire that rolls around killing people. I think Slinky should be like Rubber. This sentient Slinky, however, goes around trying to fall in love. Does it star Tom Hanks? Oh, it could. But this Slinky is just going around trying to fall in love, and it's a romantic comedy. And I think that the sequel or the follow-up about Silly Putty should be a mystery, a comedy mystery. And then when they fight each other, it should be because Slinky, when it's Slinky versus Silly Putty, it should be because Slinky has been wrongfully accused of a crime, but Silly Putty is determined to solve the crime. And everything looks like Slinky was guilty. But Slinky, it's like Fugitive, basically. It's basically Fugitive. Slinky, the Slinky movie comes out. It's like Rubber, except it's like Rubber meets Superbad, right? Slinky is awkward, trying to make love, trying to have a real positive connection. A human, it's an inanimate object, a sentient inanimate, and it's technically an animate object. It's a sentient object trying to find human connection. And Silly Putty is the follow-up, where Silly Putty is able to read the room and solve crimes. And because Silly Putty can like pick up stuff on newspapers, that's going to be the story of how Silly Putty can solve crimes. A lot of Silly Putty stuff, a lot of Clue stuff. Probably get like Ryan Reynolds or somebody to co-star with Silly Putty, kind of like Detective Pikachu, but instead of Pikachu, it's Silly Putty. Nancy Shrew says, yeah, it needs a grape scene. Look, every good romantic comedy has a grape scene from the 80s. So as long as we can get ahead of the woke crowd on this and let them believe that, sentient objects do not. We have to get in the gray area that is consent when it comes to objects. We're still not at that place in life where we have fleshlights. We have little handheld spank bank devices, but we're not at that place in life where the devices can revoke consent. And I think once we figure out a way to lock these fleshlights down, and you have to earn consent with a fleshlight the same way you would with a sexual partner, that's when they'll start selling through the roof. People love having sex with things, but they don't love having sex with things after they know they consent. It's kind of sick. Humans are gross. Did you see Nefarious, the Christian propaganda horror film? Did not. Sounds interesting. You want a Star is Born poster with Lady Gaga bringing me onto stage to sing? That's not a bad idea. What's up, Hell's Only? How you doing? Did I see Barbie and did I see Ben Shapiro act like a queen in his latest video where he lights Barbie dolls on fire? We just watched the intro. This, you can't tell, the image behind me is Ben reviews Barbie and also Oppenheimer. These flames behind me are Barbie flames. But that's just my idea for Slinky. Obviously, super bad with an animated object. It's if a Slinky has a romantic comedy. The follow-up film, Silly Putty in a murder mystery comedy, and the penultimate Slinky versus Silly Putty is a fugitive. I want to say a fugitive copy. It's not a remake of The Fugitive with a Slinky as the fugitive and Silly Putty as the U.S. Marshal, but it's like an homage. The Fallacious Ranchers with Heart Failure. Is the album going to take way longer? And you know, honestly, I'm not sure. It might mean that I get more done quicker because I don't know how long I have. We'll see. I should have a very long time, but I shouldn't waste that time either. But yeah, I definitely have been thinking about the next a lot lately. I don't know if you've ever seen Black Dynamite, but the same people are coming out with a Western called The Outlaw of Johnny Black that looks very entertaining. Yeah, I like Black Dynamite. I thought Black Dynamite was decent. Did they do a TV series about that too? You know what movie I saw in theaters like 12 times? Because it was always at the drive-in theaters and it would play with other movies I wanted to see. And some nights it would be playing first, and then I'd watch the second movie, and the first movie would play again a second time. So it'd be like 3 movies to drive-in theater. I watched Undercover Brother like 12 times at the drive-in theaters back in the day. I was sick in the head. I like that movie. Peter Banner asks, I wonder if the Haunted Mansion remake will be any good. It has Danny DeVito. I think it's going to be great. I would be surprised if the Haunted Mansion remake did they ever make a Haunted Mansion movie before? Is it even a remake? I didn't know they did a Haunted Mansion movie before. But I think the Haunted Mansion movie will be great. Black Dynamite was on Adult Swim. That's a TV series, right? They made the movie before that. Yeah, Undercover Brother was lit. Those studio streams are fun. They made you pick up the pen and the pad instead of notes on an app on iPhone. Yeah, dude. Like, I was having so much fun with Bill Beats doing that. And then I got in the car accident and I couldn't walk. And then I couldn't breathe. And I was trying to get my weight back under control. And I was getting it back under control because I was having some breathing issues for a while. But I thought it was just because of how fat I was. I'm like, I got to get my breath control back up and my back up so I can go back in the studio. And I was getting to a point where I was like almost ready to hit Bill Beats up and see if he wanted to pick back up where we left off. And had a little bit of heart failure. Oops. It was the one with not Eddie Murphy, Eddie Griffin. Undercover Brother had Eddie Griffin. Oh, Eddie Murphy was in the Haunted Mansion movie. I didn't watch that. I missed that completely. Holy shit. When did that one come out? Let me look that up. Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. I really did not see that one. Ah. Was this a Disney movie? Yeah, it was.
You are cordially invited to the historic Gracie Manor, where there's room for the whole family.
Wow.
Hello? Is anybody here? We're the Evers from Evers and Evers Real Estate.
Oh, snap. I had no idea this ever came out.
Master Gracie wishes to discuss his affairs over dinner.
This house has a bit of history to it. And this history haunts these walls.
Wallace Shawn in the back looking like a fucking ghoul. Do Sound of Freedom next. I did not see Sound of Freedom yet. I missed it in theaters because I was in the freaking hospital the week it came out. Hell's Only asked, I see the new Venture Bros movie yet? I haven't. I'm dropping the ball. I haven't seen the last couple of seasons of Venture Bros. I used to watch that way back first run. I loved that show, and I never picked it back up after it came back. Icy Ops. I had heart failure, so I was in the hospital for my heart failure. Oops.
I don't think it's a good idea to put that information in the listing. People love bathrooms. We should play up the whole toilet angle. I think that'd be best.
From Walt Disney Pictures.
What happened here, Mr. Gracie?
Do you believe in ghosts?
No clue from the past.
She looks like Mom.
That's interesting.
No message from the future.
I am Madame Leota, seer of all.
Now, I wonder if this Haunted Mansion that's coming out is a remake or if it's just a new movie based on the ride. Do you think it's a remake? I'll do no more heart failure as long as I can. I promise that.
It's great. What is that?
Can prepare you for an adventure
Find the key that must be found.
That was easy.
from the beyond.
Hey! I'd really rather stay on the ground. Can I stay on the ground, please? Oh! This is no time to...
This looks like a Jumanji type of film. Do you think that's the vibe that we're going to get out of the new Haunted Mansion?
Panic! Don't panic!
When would be a good time to?
Now stop panicking!
Get ready
Hold on!
With what?
for the ride of your afterlife.
You'll kill us all!
Fucking tagline, dude. That tagline. I can't believe I missed this movie. Get ready for the ride of your afterlife. Woo. They're just out here selling tickets. How did I miss this one? Did it make like $1 billion at the box office? Yeah, Night at the Museum type vibe. Exactly what I was thinking in my head. And I thought Jumanji because for some reason I think of those two movies as the same. They both had Robin Williams in them, right?
Eddie Murphy.
Dark spirits from the grave come forth.
Don't you make no dark spirits come out while I'm sitting there. Wait till I leave before...
Don't you make no dark spirits come out while I'm sitting here. You wait till I leave. Hell yes. +1 for Eddie. Eddie Murphy's so fucking good. He's fantastic. I'm sure there are a ton of terrible Eddie Murphy movies, but like I haven't watched this one, so I don't think I've watched any of the bad ones.
Before the dark spirits come out.
The Haunted Mansion.
What's up, Wheels? How you doing? I love you too. Let me type in Haunted Mansion by itself. We'll look at the new trailer, which I'm gonna tell you guys with this one. I'm be honest with you.
When
I really truly believe this movie is gonna kick ass.
my son and I moved in here, it wasn't as warm as we hoped. Okay, I'm gonna light a vanilla candle, and it's gonna be a game changer.
Rosario Dawson, dope. Point one. I don't know who this kid is, but he has the look on his face down is perfect. He's like, bitch, get me out of this house. A candle ain't gonna save the fucking day. Like he's gonna be the one that knows everything. And all the adults are going to be dumb as fuck. And he's going to be like, what you talking about, adults?
And after midnight, the house comes alive.
This place is haunted!
We need your help.
Owen Wilson, Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, 3 for 3 on hitters. These people are hitters. When they show up in a film, they hit.
It's time to assemble the dream team. We find someone who can communicate with these ghosts.
People used to eat here.
I told you she's good.
Oh, it's a dining room.
I found a professor who knows haunted mansions.
I've been dying to go to this place for years. Mr.
Danny DeVito. It's like the whole cast is hitting.
Lurks around every corner.
I summon Madame Leota!
I can show you what happened, but it will cost you $3.
What?
Wow.
That was Academy Award winner. I can't remember her name or the damn psychic. and we get our girl coming off of the Academy Award win, and then the psychic coming off of her most recent cancellation. Why am I forgetting their names? They're both darling.
Highway robbery.
Who said that?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Quality. They're hitting.
You're not that scary. You're really not. You're pretty terrifying. Can you turn it around just while I finish this? Thank you.
Guys, is anybody else seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on!
Was that fucking alligator, dude? Was that a fucking alligator?
If we don't solve this mystery, we're stuck here for eternity.
If we don't solve this mystery, we're stuck here for an eternity. This movie, if it's an actual mystery, if it's actually a haunted house mystery and it's actual mystery and it plays out with mystery rules, how could it fail? What's up, Twin City? How you doing? How could it fail? Tiffany Haddish. I'm tipping my tongue. I'm like, what the fuck? Why can I not remember her name? Tiffany Haddish. This is her first big role, I think, post cancellation. She usually plays herself in most movies. I assume she's a psychic in real life just because she's playing a psychic in this film. She's gonna hit it out the park too. Daniel Levy, that's Eugene Levy's kid, right? Hassan Minaj, he's good too. Even the young bucks in here are little hitters. Eugene Levy is hilarious, by the way. I was watching I think it was the last Chris Farley movie, the one starring Matthew Perry. Oh my God, what a shit show. But Eugene Levy was in it. Quality. Great film. Great film. Anything with Chris Farley in it is Liquid Gold.
Surprise.
Oh, they just got Jared Leto playing the fucking ghoul, the ghouly ghoul. He's a ghoul's ghoul.
You're all in for a treat.
No. No! Oh, come on.
All right. I'm going to pause it here on the little dick candle, the glowing dick candle. Just pause it there on the dick, the dildo candle dick tip. But Hollywood Ninja, no, not Hollywood Ninja. It was the one with Matthew Perry, and they were like trying to get to the Oregon Trail or whatever, the Lewis and Clark expedition. They were trying to beat Lewis and Clark to the Pacific Ocean, I think. What's up, Quack? How you doing, brother? What was the album process for Old Fashioned? With Old Fashioned, buddy of mine was like, you want to work on a project? He was a big fan of like local hip hop at the time. He was enjoying being a part of the music scene. He was, you want to work on a project together? And I was like, yeah, let's get started on something. So we reached out to Jake One. He produced the John Cena entrance music song and a bunch of other stuff. He's done a lot of great work. Reached out to him. We picked up a beat which would become 8 Ton Gorilla. 8 Ton Gorilla was the first song we made for the album. Then we reached out to Sabzi from Blue Scholars. Got a beat from him that became the song Brown Bag on the album. I recorded those 2 songs first. Then I reached out to Andy Milanakis. Got a verse from him for Joke's on You. That was the 3rd song recorded, but I was waiting for Andy to get the verse back, and I kind of stopped recording new music for about 6 months on the album. So I did 2.5 songs, and then about 6 months later, Andy had gotten me the verse back with, time. I finally get back into the studio after a little hiatus. I reach out to my guy MTK, who produced Dumb. He produced, I can't remember all the fucking songs on the album. He produced 3 songs on the album, though. Dumb was one of them. Popped those out. Got a bunch of other beats from a bunch of other different collaborators. My guy DJ Martini put together the beat on Forever Alone and Seattle Love Story. It was a big collaborative effort. Recorded everything at Undercast in Seattle, Washington. The first few songs we started the album off with, took a little break, and then finished the last 10 songs in a matter of just a few months. After the break was over, we started popping them out. The last songs, Just a Bill was one of the last songs recorded. The intro song, Feature Presentation, was one of the last songs. And the very last song was the song that closed out the album. It was it wasn't Last Call. What was it called? Originally was supposed to have the MC Type and Greaves on it. Greaves was out on tour, and got a verse from Type. In his verse, he mentioned Greaves, And I had written my first verse to be like storytelling for the first verse, and then Type's second verse, then Greaves was going to wrap it up. And I decided last minute that I needed to have the album out by a certain time. And so I didn't want to wait for that Greaves verse, and I kind of wish I had, but I had been booked for a show with Riff Raff, and I wanted to have the album ready to go by the Riff Raff show. So I was like, I gotta get this album wrapped up. And I wish I would have waited for that Greaves verse. It would have been great. The last song on the album, good song. I just did the verses on my own, and I wish I hadn't, because that would have been a fucking classic song. Still great, but it would have been classic. Type's verse was fantastic. It just, he referenced Greaves in it, so I felt like I had to cut it. That was a mistake in history. I think I could have waited a little long for that. But Bernie's still got the copy. That's dope. What about Rockstar? Rockstar never made its way to an album. Rockstar came out after I made Ill, and it's one of those songs that just floats in the universe on its own. But yeah, the Old Fashioned album, I finally wrapped it up because I thought I need a timeline for release. And it was a great album. I'm very happy with it. Every song on there, I've had someone tell me is their favorite song. I think that meant a lot to me, you know, when someone comes, oh man, this song, my favorite song on the album. And I'm like, hell yeah. So it spoke to different people. I do still have my donut chain. I'm not exactly sure where it is though. Is pen and paper better to write on than your PC smartphone? I've done both. I'm very comfortable with either. I think that pen and paper can be fun. I use pen and paper for the stuff I was recording with Bill Beats because I felt like it looked cool while I was live streaming to be reading off of that book, you know? And then afterwards, if I would be able to take the video with Bill Beats recording the lyrics that were written, have them on the paper, and use it as like a mixed media thing. If I was going to put the songs together for some sort of like video package to go with them, I'd have the scribbled ass lyrics there to accompany it. In my mind, that's why I was doing pen and paper. But I wrote most of the other albums without pen and paper. Here's a little song I wrote. I'm gonna sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. How we doing in the chat today? Everybody going night-night? Everybody going to sleep? Should I go night-night? Should I go sleep? We've been live for, what, about an hour now? I don't know if it's night-night time just yet. I was still looking through the movies I've watched this year. I don't think I ever found my favorite movie. Am I ever going to do anything with Hannibal? I would like to. I definitely would. I've watched a lot of movies that were not great, but were fine. I'm looking at my movies stop in April in my viewing history. Renfield is the oldest movie I've seen. That was back in April. I saw Hypnotic with Ben Affleck. I think it was a Robert Rodriguez movie. That was fun. Guardians of the Galaxy, I like that one a lot. I like the Fast and the Furious 10. Persuasive Barrier, that's the truth. Venture Brothers movie just came out. I know my nephew watched it. He's a big Venture Brothers fan. He watched it last night, told me it was aces. I need to get back into Venture Brothers. I used to watch it all the time, original run, and I totally slipped up on the last few seasons. I have to finish watching Better Call Saul as well. I've been slipping up way too much with my viewing parties. Sergio, I was in the hospital for heart failure. What's my favorite streaming app to watch movies in? HBO Max. But I don't even watch movies that much anymore. Honestly, I go to YouTube Premium and I watch YouTube Premium. Did they resurrect Paul Walker? You know they fucking did. Did I like Renfield? Yeah, it was great. Fast and the Furious 10 was amazing. These movies are like, if you remember the first Fast and the Furious movie, they've departed so much from that to now. It's awesome. It's like if you remember the world, if you remember simpler times, you know, when old people are like, it was simpler times. It was just simpler times back then. Fast and the Furious is the cinematic equivalent of simpler times. You watch the very first Fast and the Furious movie, you see almost like an indie film. It doesn't feel like a huge, big budget blockbuster, right? It's like a heist film. You're like, okay, it's a heist film with cute fucking cars. And then you watch the sequel to Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, and you already see the turmoil that is Hollywood. Because Vin Diesel's like, I don't want to get typecast. I'm not coming back. So it's Paul Walker. They pull in Tyrese and Ludacris enter the series. And it's like, okay, it's doing what it did before with a new cast. Mostly new cast. And then the third one comes out and Paul Walker doesn't want anything to do with it. And they're like, okay, we'll give it to Little Bow Wow. And it's like, what? Little Bow Wow? And at this point, you're thinking to yourself, this franchise is so far off the rails. It's obviously just a movie about cars. Might as well call it Cars 2 and have Lightning McQueen come out with Mater. And then what happens? Vin Diesel shows up at the end of Fast and the Furious 3, and you're like, wait a second. Anything is possible now. And that Vin Diesel coming back is like the atomic bomb dropping in Oppenheimer, right? Before Vin Diesel comes back in the third, we just see society slowly decaying as it always has throughout history. But Vin Diesel comes in and drops like the atomic bomb and says, nope, I'm drifting in Tokyo. I'm drifting everywhere. And that brings the whole crew back for Fast and the Furious 4. And they're like, we can do whatever we like in this world. And they start doing it. Fast and the Furious 5, they drop The Rock in. The Rock's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the world champion of kicking ass. And I'm just going to show up. And then every other movie levels up, steps up even further. Fast and the Furious 6, Fast and the Furious 7. Was 7 the last one that had Paul Walker alive? I think Fast and the Furious 8 was the one where they had the Paul Walker's brother play him for half the movie. And then we see Fast and the Furious 8 turn into what is like, it's like we're getting a piece of human reality in losing this star, Paul Walker, this guy that's been like a part of this franchise since the beginning. He ducked out for Tokyo Drift, But other than that, he showed up. And then so we have this ending of Fast and the Furious, I think it was 8, whichever one was the one where Paul Walker had died. And you watching it and you're starting to feel like it's not just a movie, right? Because it's playing with your emotions. It's playing with reality. It's toying with reality. And it's playing it out in cinematic universe. You see Paul Walker drive away into the frickin' mountains, and you're like, son of a bitch, like he gets to live happily ever after in the movie. And then the movie goes fucking buck wild. In reality, they play with our emotions in reality again. Vin Diesel and The Rock have a falling out. The Rock says some of the most cross, sickly shit I've ever seen said to celebrity when he goes in on Tyrese. Matter of fact, we're going to watch The Rock talking about Tyrese right now because it's fucking psychotic. I want you guys to watch this with me. The Rock talking about Tyrese Gibson.
Just a little quick shout out to Tyrese, his new album, Black Rose. I just heard it. I literally just heard it. I heard the whole thing in my trailer, and I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard. Everyone's laughing, by the way, but it's true because everybody's heard it too. Everyone heard it, right? They look at all. Everyone's like, yeah, big piece of dog shit. Shouldn't be called Black Rose. It should be called big piece of black dog shit. That's what it should be called. Not even the hard, dried up dog shit for 7 days. It's the soft dog shit. It's like baby shit. It's like that. That's what the album is like. And I never want to hear it again, and I'm never going to fucking forgive him for wasting my time. That is time I will never get back. It's like dog shit is in my ear. Motherfucker.
Holy shit. Holy shit. So The Rock, he has burnt bridges with Vin Diesel. He fucking destroyed Tyrese to the point where they give The Rock his own movie. In the world, they're like, you can't work with Vin Diesel anymore. He don't like you. So we're just going to give you Hobbs and Shaw. They put him in with our boy Jason Statham. And at this point, all these movies have been so over the top. Like every character in this franchise has Marvel level superhero powers, right? The only rules to their powers is that they have to have cool cars instead of uniforms. So you trade in the superhero uniform for a cool car. Fine. And then the other rule is that you have to be family. And if you want to be a villain, you have to target family. So they become these new Marvel movies with the superpower being family. And I think it was it Fast and the Furious 8 or 9 where they have Vin Diesel become brainwashed, or was he even brainwashed? I think he might have been turning on them to save his son because his son was family over the family. That it was something crazy. I can't even remember it. But he goes full on super family mode. Like imagine if instead of getting bit by a radioactive spider, you just got bit by your son. And now you're fucking super dad or something. It's what it is. The whole movie franchise has always been about family, but then they completely rewrite the rules. In Fast and the Furious 9, they go to outer space, right? They build a space rocket that sends them into outer space. On the way to space, Ludacris and Tyrese, who have been in the franchise as many times as anybody, right? I don't think they missed a movie since they debuted. I could be wrong about that. But they're as much a part of this franchise as Vin Diesel is at this point. Vin Diesel took 2 off and only cameoed in 3. I could be wrong about their appearances. But they are in space, and what do they do in space? they start questioning if the world is real. They start questioning if they live in a simulation or what. And they should, because this is this is a simulation they live in. They live in a Hollywood film. They're not held by the same rules as we are here on Earth if we are held by the same rules. Like, we could live in a simulation and we could only be bound by our own fears and our own personal barriers that we put up. We could all be living gods in this earth. We could all be one whole collective that believes what we believe, and that becomes law, that becomes rule. That could make religion or atheism both as real as anything, because belief could be the most powerful structure in your perception of the world. Could also mean you're psychotic, but they're pushing the boundaries of what even is reality. And then Fast and the Furious 10 comes out, and we get word that it's one of 3 movies. And Vin Diesel is going against fucking Aquaman. That guy, Aquaman's like, I'm just going to play the Joker in Fast and the Furious. And I'm just going to do stuff that doesn't make sense. And it's only going to make sense because I'm hurting family. So everybody else wanted to take him down. I don't want to take him down. I want to fuck with him. And this movie, spoilers, if you haven't seen Fast and Furious 10 yet, it ends on the biggest cliffhanger of all time. And there's supposed to be 2 movies left. Who do we see come out in this fucking movie at the end in the after credits? If you don't know yet, don't look at the screen right now. Because we thought The Rock was never going to come back, but guess what? There's a goddamn after credits scene. A Rock hates Momoa too. I think The Rock is going to go toe-to-toe with Jason Momoa in the next one. I don't know, man. It's nuts. Like Roger Wilco says, I haven't seen any since they jumped that car from skyscraper to skyscraper. Everything they do in this film should be that stupid. It should be that ridiculous. Anybody who watches the first one and then goes and watches like the last one should have their minds completely blown. Like how to go so far? How did the snowball roll this big? The snowball effect of topping everything. It's absolutely nuts. Grady George says, well, I feel reaction scientifically proves we are doomed to a fate. We really have no control how our life plays out. In the end, it was always going to happen that way. You are locked in. Maybe. We definitely could be locked in, but whether or not we're locked in, we don't know. And I don't think that believing in any sort of outcome being determined will change whether or not it is, right? Or maybe it does. Maybe it's all about belief. Here is Tyrese talking about the Fast and the Furious spinoff. Do we have... Man, I really don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the movie. And I don't think this is spoiling, okay? I could back this up with points from the new movie that would spoil it. They're about to wrap the franchise up. I think the big bad guy I think the big bad guy in the Fast and the Furious franchise is Tyrese. I could explain it. I don't want to spoil anything. I think we're going to get a reveal. If there's 2 movies left, I think this Fast and the Furious 10 was our beginning of the trilogy. I think in the next movie, we're going to have our Empire Strikes Back moment where it's revealed Tyrese has been putting in work. And I think the third is going to be Vin Diesel versus Tyrese and the frickin' mega powers. And I think that Tyrese might even kill Vin Diesel in the second to last one. I think we might see Tyrese actually kill Vin Diesel. And then we're going to see Ludacris versus Tyrese in the very last one with like Vin Diesel in like all these vignettes, like these video vignettes, these messages, these moments, almost like a Force ghost. There are more than 10 Fast and the Furious movies because Hobbs and Shaw counts as a Fast and the Furious movie. And there's going to be a couple more, I guess, before it's over. That ain't family, dude. But that's the thing that makes Tyrese, because I don't know if you guys have seen Fast and the Furious 10. Without spoiling Fast and the Furious 10, there's a reveal at the end of Fast and the Furious 10 where somebody is revealed to be a conspirator with the bad guy. And when they reveal him to be a conspirator, there's a scene where they're both on screen. And in that scene, there is notoriously an empty space on the screen waiting to be filled. And I know movies, especially shit movies, very well. I know shit movies very well. And the end of that scene where you have the reveal that this one guy's working with the other bad guy. There's room for a third person to walk in, and who's that person about to be? At the end of the next movie, I'm calling it right now, Tyrese walks in, and everybody watching poops themselves. They actually die of shit attacks for like a couple seconds. It might even be AI Paul Walker along with Ludacris avenging Vin Diesel's death after we see Tyrese kill Vin Diesel in the second one, or the second to last one. And AI Paul Walker comes back with Ludacris to take down Tyrese after killing Vin Diesel. I'm sorry. I'm calling it right now. I don't think they played off Paul Walker as quitting. He had to go be with his family, right? Because the only thing more important than family is family. So everybody's like, yeah, you gotta go do what's right for you, dude. So Fast and Furious will end the way Return of the Jedi was supposed to originally end, where Luke becomes the new Vader and Emperor. Well, I don't know if it will end that way. I think the next Fast and the Furious movie that was supposed to be the second to the last, I think it's the one with The Rock. I don't know the depth of it. I'm just calling it right now. And I could be completely wrong. But I think Tyrese is the ultimate bad guy. If you watch the last Fast and the Furious movie, Fast and the Furious 10, Let me point out a few things. Who was in charge of the huge mission where they had to go through and rob that truck with a big bomb in it? Who was in charge? Tyrese. Who'd they make a point of in Fast and the Furious 10 to be putting in a position of leadership over the group? It was Tyrese. Ludacris and Tyrese have had a long-standing rivalry. The rivalry led to a small fight in front of Pete Davidson in Fast and the Furious 10. That was the groundwork for the real fight that's coming. That was like a fight of brothers. But it's about to be the single most heart-wrenching cinematic moment when Tyrese turns on family. Happy day, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm feeling better. AI James Dean comes to race from Rebel Without a Cause. I would not be mad at that. I would not be mad at that at all. I'm not mad at anything Fast and the Furious does. I don't expect anything from it except to push the boundaries of decency. That's all I want from Fast and the Furious. I want them to push the boundaries of expectations and shit down the throat of expectation. There are 12 Star Wars movies. There are 12 Star Wars movies and 11 Fast and the Furious movies, technically. What the fuck? Fast and the Furious never let off the gas. With Star Wars, even Disney, when they got the bag, they let off the gas. I thought Disney was going to put a Star Wars movie or two every year for the rest of the fucking eternity. They realized they fucked it up. I'm just saying right now, right here, right now, I might be the only one who said it. I might be the only one brave enough to say it. Tyrese is the real villain in Fast and the Furious. Battling a mountain of demons with ChatGPT because family. Now recording, I am feeling better. Even if I cut myself shaving like a buffoon. Every time I get a new blade, I cut myself shaving right here on the edge of my chin. And then I don't shave for a couple of days afterwards. You can see my stubble. So I screwed myself with that chinny chin chin. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Oh, yeah. Anyways, I thought I would go on my Fast and the Furious rant. Ben Shapiro reviews Barbie and Oppenheimer. I want to watch more of this, but I don't want to spoil anything. He really barely reviews Oppenheimer here. This guy just wants to fucking sit in a pink room and complain, doesn't he? The whole way through, it's all pink room shit. I could word for word counter react to everything Ben Shapiro says. Without spoiling, though, the movie has depth. And if you go in there looking for something, you're going to find it. Because this movie has so much depth, it plays with a lot of layers. And if you go in looking for something, you will find it and you will stop looking the rest of the way through. You need to keep looking. Have I seen Barbie yet? Did I notice Ben dressed as a Ken? I did see Barbie. I did not notice him dressed as a Ken. Supposedly the soft tacos at Taco Bell has low sodium. That's hard to believe. It might. I know corn tortillas have terribly low sodium, but I mean, soft Taco Bell nutrition. In the Taco Cabana, a soft taco at Taco Bell has 571 milligrams of sodium. That's not low. It's not low enough for me. I need lower. Barbie seems like satire overload. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope. A spoiler-free review of Barbie. Barbie tells the story Barbie has like history nods to Barbie itself a lot of the way through. It's obviously a comedy. We have rules to which the Barbie world exists versus the real world. And it's like somewhat a fish out of water, but really it's more about exploring the ideals that Barbie itself has impressed upon our culture, ideals that have manifested in the form of capitalism on both sides. With Barbie, there is a struggle for young girls to feel like they have to live up to the Barbie ideal. But it also focuses on the struggle that young men have when finding happiness in this world, when it's wrapped around the idea that they themselves need a Barbie to be happy. They need the blonde bombshell archetype. They need they need a vapid reflection of capitalistic society as their drive in life. And it very much is not just a message to the inadequacy Barbie creates within young girls, but the inadequacy it creates within young men who are blinded to the core necessities they have in this world because they feel like they're not successful unless they themselves go home to a Barbie, which is an idea that isn't real. It doesn't exist. There are beautiful, statuesque blonde women out there that are very real. But they are not anything deeper than that beyond the aesthetic, right? People are so attracted to surface level, they start to miss out on the real value in humanity. And because of that, we play into these cycles of inadequacy and pain and hurt. And the movie really kind of plays into that. Happy Day says, I'm not plastic. I don't know a single plastic real person. No reason for my nieces or granddaughter to compare themselves to anything plastic just because they play with something plastic. And I think that that's like obviously the idea. But at its core base, as the movie points out very early on, Barbie changed the game. Barbie, much like the atomic bomb, the atomic blonde, the blonde bombshell, the bombshell, Oppenheimer's atomic bomb, Barbenheimer's atomic blonde, both of these bombshells dropped and changed the ideals of humanity changed forever upon their introduction. The movie very early on points out that Barbie, before Barbie, dolls were always a part of human life. But dolls were always baby dolls. These dolls were effectively nurturing devices. And Barbie became something more. Barbie opened up the mindset that you could be a full-fledged member of capitalistic society before you yourself could have a husband and a dream house and a dream car. You would be totally enamored with the idea that when you grow up, it's more than just motherhood. It's more than just doing what humans had done eons prior. Coupling and reproduction. It's no longer just about coupling and reproduction at that age. We got Barbie dolls, dude. We got dream houses. We got cars. We got everything. More, more, more. We want more, more, more. Cabbage Patch Kids were fun. Barbie is the good old boys club. I mean, Barbie is fucking cool as shit. Barbie action figures are cool as shit. G.I. Joe's, Barbie, like, you know what they were doing? Kids want to play with shit. Marbles are cool. Marbles teach a lot about action, But you don't really form ideals around marbles. You don't fantasize about marbles, right? You fantasize about Barbie and fucking G.I. Joe and all that shit. But it shouldn't be pushed into a political view. Everything is political. Everything, right? Marbles is political. This movie is not a political view. This movie is a celebration of capitalism and tradition. Ermac Big Mac says, when you and Leafy were dating in 2016, who was the bottom? Come on, man. We were yin-yanging it. We had a perfect entry point where we were complete equals, balls deep in each other. Unless you've lost your marbles. The Barbie movie is way deeper than, and it's still a fucking shallow ass movie, right? But it's way deeper than a lot of these people want to give it credit for. They came in looking for a reason to get angry, and they found it, and then they turned off their brains. I watched a few of the reviews on Twitter where the guy's like, at this point, I completely shut off. And it's like, well, yeah, of course you did. Because you came in looking for one thing, You found it because this movie was setting up for a greater story, a greater grasp of depth than you were willing to give it. And then you tuned out and said, I was right all along. You were looking to be right, and that's where you started off the whole thing being wrong. Ism-tism. Barbie is not political, but Shapiro wants to make it political and also claims it as misandrous, which is so dumb. Like, for one, Barbie should be misandrist, if anything. Like, it's fucking Barbie, dude. It's always been fantasy fulfillment for little girls to grow up and be in their fucking dream world. And when the world sells you a dream, whether it be a Barbie dream house or a car in every garage and a chicken in every pot, when the world sells you a dream, you're probably going to buy it. The majority of Americans are consumerist to a fault. Why didn't Barbie have airplanes and personal choppers? Get in the chopper, get down. Barbie had I don't know, like a fucking dreamboat, right? But it's because boys had to be conditioned to want to get to those choppers, become little warriors, little soldiers, and women had to be stay-at-home consumer moms. They got you got shopping carts in your fucking Barbie bag. And then now, in the last, 20, 30 years, they push women to be in STEM and everything. So Barbie is like a mathematician and a president and all that good shit. But the fantasy of being a happy housewife is about the same odds of becoming a female scientist, right? You got to put work into both. Both take a lot of fucking work to be in a happy relationship, especially when you're taught to marry and reproduce so young. That's going to be hard to be in a happy marriage. You better hope that you're conditioned by society to believe in fucking love. Because you're going to need that bullshit fucking indoctrination to keep you through. Science is hard and I don't like it. I mean, not everybody is going to like it. Happy Day says, I wanted to be a pilot and I was short and chunky. I rebelled against Barbie at some point as an adult. Now I'm so stoked to go see it. Yeah, it's definitely a fun movie. Is there femcel Barbie? They play into a lot of the Barbie archetypes and tropes in this film. I don't know if there's a femcel Barbie necessarily, but I wasn't looking that deep into it. I'm sure you could probably position it up somewhere. You'll be wearing a Trisha Paytas pink sweater. Lit. I didn't wear pink. I had pink too, but I was like, I'm just going to wear my nice, cool shirt and my cool shorts. Ever since I got out of the hospital, I've been wearing the least amount of layers, so I sweat the least, so that I don't have to drink too much water. Sweating and drinking water was my thing for the longest time. Choppy 2 says, why is Taylor Swift in Seattle such a big deal? The local radio been talking about this all week. Do you know about the Swifties? Do you know about Taylor Swift and the Swifties? They're fucking nuts. Thank you, Choppy Tooth. But yeah, it's like Taylor Swift probably has the biggest demographic share of fans. And damn thing's probably been sold out anyways. I don't know.
Choppy Tooth funded $5. Why is Taylor Swift in Seattle such a big deal? The local radio been talking about this all week.
But like the idea that they can play more Taylor Swift songs, get more listens, get people to listen to the radio. If Taylor Swift's coming in, people are going to be Taylor Swift minded. So they're going to talk about it all the fucking time. It's easy programming for them. It's an event that a lot of daughters, moms, and weirdo sons and dads will probably go to see. She is like a female Michael Jackson. Taylor Swift is the CEO of Walmart. Exactly. No, she's fucking running shit. She is running shit. You're debating on getting an 89-cent soda? Man, sounds like a good deal. The cheapest ticket you've seen of Taylor's was $699. It was nosebleeds behind the stage. Wow, that's nuts. That's nuts. Where you going? Who's going chicken hunting? We're going chicken hunting. Taylor Swift was in your town a week ago and was the first person to sell out Arrowhead Stadium 2 days in a row. That's just the way it is. Not only is Taylor Swift big money for tickets, it's big money for conversation leading up to it. She is the person who can get canceled for talking to a guy that got canceled, right? Isn't that what happened last time? She had to disavow her boyfriend because he had said something stupid on a podcast. If my girlfriend had to disavow me because I said something stupid on a podcast, I'd smack her. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm getting disavowed. Captain Save-A-Ho is here. He was always waiting in the shadows. Drimes. Yeah, I had heart failure. I'm doing okay. I'm out of the hospital. I'm doing aight. I should put, what's up, fucking gangster? What's up, gangster? I should put the chat on while I'm talking to chat. I need to remember to put chat on while I'm talking to chat. And when I'm doing my top-down thing, I need to fix this. It keeps sliding off. There won't be no talking while I'm doing my thing. Keep it on the hush. We don't say nothing. There won't be no talking while I'm doing my thing. We'd be done. You better smack and disavow me if I'm your girl and badmouth you. This is not the way that men act in this world. I will never be the man that has to hit his woman, because if she does anything worthy of a smack, she's already burnt that bridge. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt her more to have me walk away than to ever lay a finger on her. And she knows that, because the real abusive mentality is avoidance. It's sick in the head. It's messed up. Tell me I'm wrong. You act that way, I'm gone, and you're going to be wishing. You're going to be wishing I was there to be an abusive piece of shit. Because I'm money. And you will go bankrupt acting that way. Mom in love a man who knows his worth. You were right. I'm saying. I'm basically I'm basically who everybody thinks, like everybody who believes in Andrew Tate, who believes what Andrew Tate says, I'm actually that guy. I'm actually that guy. Andrew Tate's not that guy. He's selling a persona. I'm everything those red pillars wish they could learn to be. But you can't learn Billy. You can't learn Billy. Yum Nom says, if Billy ever ignored me, I'd commit Minecraft. You're lucky I read you every single time. Every single time. My back is sore. I'm the top B. Exactly. I'm the top Billy. If I could just show people my perspective, they would understand. One, they would understand true tragedy. They would. Because it's not been an easy go. But they would also understand true triumph. Because there's a reason I am where I am. Morbidly obese, having heart failure, sitting on a stream with a few dozen people, comparing myself to Andrew Tate when I don't even pay attention to him. There's a reason I'm here. Here is Negan. Of course I've seen both the movies. I saw Barbie at 3 p.m. Thursday, the earliest showing possible, and I saw Oppenheimer at 5 p.m. Thursday, the earliest showing at the same theater. I literally walked out of Barbie, peed, and walked into Oppenheimer. And I saw Oppenheimer a second time yesterday on IMAX theater screen, because the first time I saw Oppenheimer, there was no IMAX at the theater. I've now been live for almost 2 hours. I think now I could wrap up the stream. Commander 47 says, Billy, did you know that you will die in 5 hours? I bet you will. I bet I'll be alive in 5 hours. Don't be caught with taters in your pocket. Dude. I have 0 taters in my pocket. Hells Only says, you would have made an awesome late radio host back in the day. What if I turned this channel into a late night radio show every night and I just play soothing sounds? Sane Canuck says, taffy is delicious. Yeah, it is. It's delicious. Here's Negan says, I wish I lived close to you because I totally would love to watch movies with you. Should I start a movie watching club here in the Seattle, Washington area? No one's dying on my watch. Thank you, Happy Day, for saving our lives. I should play Tetris Battle with you on Xbox. 1, I don't have Xbox. 2, when I had Tetris Battle on my Switch, I used to play it a lot, and then I stopped playing it. And I don't really play any video games these days. Can I drink 7 Monsters for tonight? Fuck no, Commander 47. I'm not allowed to drink more than 2 liters of liquid a day. That includes soup and ice cream. I'm in literal liquid hell. I wouldn't waste my precious daily 2 liters on one Monster. But I did have a little bit of iced tea today. I have this water bottle that I fill with ice and ice water at Chipotle. And I went to Chipotle today and I got a kid's meal. I got 2 corn tacos, steak, sour cream, and fajitas with a little orange and a small cup for a drink. It was $5. I ate my 2 tacos with my steak and my fajitas, and I had my my sour cream, and I poured a little bit of ice. I filled my cup with ice, and I poured a little bit of iced tea in my cup, and I sat there and I had a little cup of iced tea, and I had my tacos, and I sat outside and I realized how miserable my fucking Chipotle experience has become. I can't have guacamole. It was rough. But I had an orange. Have I tried the Panera Bread fruit chicken salad thing? I bet you the sodium is way too high. I think the sodium for what I had today was probably somewhere around 400 milligrams of sodium. My meals cap off at 700 milligrams of sodium. Liquid Bill. Good old glass of Liquid Bill. Yeah, I know. I can't have fucking guacamole. Because the guacamole is 375 grams sodium. And the steak is like 330 grams sodium. If I get the kids' meal steak, it's not a full serving of steak. So I figure that's 250 milligrams sodium. The fajita is not a full serving. So it goes from 175 milligrams down to maybe 100. It's just not... It's just a weird world that I live in now. They wouldn't let Shabisky order from the kids' menu. Where'd he order from? A lot of restaurants won't let you order from the kids' menu, but Chipotle ain't going to say shit. Because I'll tell him, like, I'm bringing it home to my nephew. He's 4 and he's hungry. Give me my goddamn Chipotle to go. Can I eat 100 gummy vitamins for you, Commander 47? Why are you being so fucking cantankerous tonight? The fuck is wrong with you? You're starting to make me think I don't like you. Tell me right now, Commander 47, whether or not I like you. What's up, Murky Muddle? How you doing? I love you. Much love, Murky Muddle. If you could make it at home, you could probably have it. Yeah, I could make guacamole at home and eat it. But the problem with that is I would rather just eat avocado at home. The amount of work that goes into making guacamole is not that much better than just eating avocado. You can lie to any business in order to do business. Exactly. You're eating a Butcher Box filet mignon as you speak. I have a fucking Butcher Box New York strip in my refrigerator thawed out right now. I could probably cook it, but I don't know if my oven will be as popping as last time I cooked a steak. I cooked it in the toaster oven on broil. Lackluster. Oops. I need to go hit up a grill. I needs to grill. Chicken raised without antibiotics, romaine, mandarin oranges, and fresh strawberries, blueberries, and pineapple tossed in poppy seed dressing. Where's the sodium? Let's look up the mandarin chicken salad at Panera Bread. Panera seasonal salads, strawberry poppy seed is back. And the sodium level, which, by the way, if it's within reason, I'll go get that shit tomorrow. Motherfucker's not loading. Please load. It says the nutrition is not available at this time. Motherfucker. Panera strawberry poppy seed salad nutrition. It says the sodium is 570 milligrams. That's within reason. Yeah, I'll probably get me one of those. Strawberry poppy seed salad with chicken. It's 570 milligrams of sodium. I wonder if I can get away with any bread with that. Probably not. Tyler Mugg is asking where the donut went from around my neck. I have the donut in a box, I think, in my garage, sitting in a box. Used to go nuts. Grady George says, I used to go nuts because my mom wouldn't give me more Flintstone vitamins and she had to hide them. I was eating sleep gummies before bed. And then Costco had a sale on these dissolving melatonins. I've been taking them, and I kind of miss my bedtime sleep gummies. How am I dealing with the lack of fluids? Oh, it sucks. Hobo Max, thank you for the nod on the background. I just got this little GIF, this little star GIF. I thought it was cute. Donut chain has too much sodium. You know what sucks? I looked at the sodium count on a crumble cookie because I'm a curious man, right? I'm like, I should look and see what sodium is on a crumble cookie because I can't have them anyways, right? Because they're so bad for me. So maybe I'll get lucky and it will say it's like 2,000 grams sodium. A full ass crumble cookie is like 300 milligrams sodium, well within reason for sodium intake. Son of a bitch. And cottage cheese is not low in sodium. Sour cream is. Cottage cheese is pretty thick in sodium. I think the real problem is so much stuff is cooked with sodium in the cooking process and the seasoning process. I have to be very mindful. Am I allowed to swim in the ocean? Probably, but I can't drink pee or salt water. So I have to be careful. The sugar could throw things off. The sugar, yeah. I think I need to try and just enjoy the sugar and fruit. I've been eating a lot of fruit lately. But also, I had some gummies the other day. Just because they're like 0 sodium. And I love gummies. And I have to recall that that's not a good thing. I have to remember. Stop using salted butter. I've stopped using butter at all. You were raised not to add. You was not raised to add table salt to anything, so I never added salt either. But there's so much naturally in a lot of the stuff I was eating. What's up? Welcome back, Lunar Phoenix. LGBT. You know me, young Bill Fridge. He drink pee. That's not true. It's too salty. But yeah, I didn't add salt to shit, but A lot of the stuff I was eating, sausages, are just packed full of sodium. Am I allowed to have CBD? I don't know. They asked me if I was using any marijuana, and I said no. But I have a lot of THC gummies and edibles and shit here. And I'm not eating them because I don't know if it's a okay thing to do. Here is Negan says, I honestly wish being a vampire was real, not for immortality, just for the fact that I don't have to cook or buy food. I could just hypnotize people to drink from them. You know, if you could just do what vampires do, you could become a business owner and hire employees and convince them that they have to work for you to survive, and their sweat equity, their labor becomes their blood, and you could drink their blood by using their manual labor to fund your food. That's legitimately, like, business owners are just vampires, right? Start a business. Have people work underneath you. Convince them that that's the way to survive. Get like 20, 30 people working underneath you. It's going to take some work, but so does vampiring. Vampires, you know, they have a lot of limitations themselves. They just have a lot more freedom when you think about feeding off of others, because they've created a dichotomy where that's possible. You'd never have to worry about what you eat or watch your intake. Oh, you have definitely, as a vampire, you have to worry about what you eat. What if what you eat outsmarts you? You are kind of a vampire, right? Happy Day? Oh, happy day. You have to work all night long and find your rest during the day while the daywalkers are out doing your bidding for you. Vampires can't eat garlic, exactly. Yeah, a lot of my sodium buildup came from fast food, but just like I was eating a lot of bacon. Am I able to cook more at home? I'm going to have to be. I think I'm going to get like a air fryer or something, like a ninja, what do you call it, a food ninja or something. I need something that I can cook in, because I need something that is manageable for portions. I really can't be trusted. Everybody's like, do meal prep. And I'm like, if I have a bunch of meals in my fridge, I'm going to want to open them up and eat them. I need that barrier of distance between food to stomach. I have something called I'm a binge eater, dude. I got an Instapot. I was thinking about making some Instapot chicken and rice. Blue Scholars or Nirvana? That's rough. Blue Scholars are probably going to win for me. Been fucking following them since the very beginning, though. should get a food scale. I should. I have one, but it needs batteries. Rice has no sodium. I have to start cooking with Mrs. Dash and stuff. That's something I'm gonna look forward to doing. You've never pressure cooked? I pressure cook regularly. I can pressure cook some chicken. I've used the pressure cooker to like cook ground beef. I'll put ground beef on saute in the pressure cooker. It sautés the beef pretty nice. Add the air fryer lid to crisp it. I don't think my Instapot is an air fryer. Yeah, if you buy snacks for the week, you'll eat all 7 snacks at once. Exactly. What I have to do is buy 7 days worth of snacks per day. I have to buy so many snacks per day that I could not possibly eat them all without getting sick, so that I have enough snacks left over throughout the week. First day, obviously, I eat too many, get sick. But then I don't want any the next day because I was sick. So I only have 2 or 3 snacks the next day because I didn't want any. Me not wanting any doesn't mean I'm not going to have any. I have an eating disorder. So then I have 1 or 2 snacks, 3 snacks the next day. Then I have the regular amount of snacks 2 or 3 days in a row. And then I finish off all my snacks the last day. Food scale in 15 minutes between servings. Trust me, that will help. I mean, I don't think you understand the mind of a Prater Billy. I'm like an alcoholic when it comes to snacks. But pressure cooking is dope. I like the pressure cooker. I made soup in it. The fact that I can't have soup now kills me. I could have soup, but it cuts into my water. What's the point of that? I can't make my own kimchi. Kimchi is full of sodium. I can't have pickles. I can't have kimchi. If I can make kimchi without sodium, let me know. I'm sure it won't be fucking good. Not wanting any and not having any, but still having them for later is called discipline. Yes, discipline doesn't matter when you have a mental illness. Like everybody's, you need to have discipline. Like, yeah, I understand the idea of discipline. You also have to realize, you son of a bitch. You also have to realize I don't just lack discipline. I have morbid obesity, overeater issues. I'm mentally ill, dude. No, even sodium in your soups is not, it's not about sodium. I can't have more than 2 liters of liquid, and this might be forever happy day. I might be on limited sodium intake and 2 liters of liquid a day for the rest of my life. No more sriracha sauce, no more cucumbers and vinegar. Yeah, that could work, right? Vinegar is pretty good. I could probably do that sort of thing, like a vinegar salad. I think vinegar's fine, right? Billy needs corporal punishment for correction. I need no punishment. I don't like, my punishment is dying young, right? Like, I'm just going to live my life. And hopefully that means I can handle only drinking 2 liters of water and having a limited amount of sodium. Including what's in the food. It includes like soup. It includes ice cream. Counts towards the 2 liters. Stuff like that. But not what's in the food. Just get hypnotized to only eat kale. Nom nom. The doctors told me this is forever, but they told it to me in a way that would make me think that they were not certain it would be forever. I was like, how long is this going to be like this? They're like, for the rest of your life. But they said it in a way with hesitation. So I think there might be hope. Hell yeah, I'm living like Kesha. I will always live my life like Kesha. I will live my life like Kesha or I will die trying. Am I allowed shrimp? No, shrimp is too high in sodium. The amount of shrimp that I can eat is too damn small. I mean, there's a lot that could happen. I could have a great recovery. They obviously are telling me these things based on a general consensus of recovery. I could be the chosen one who heals perfectly and can go on to drink copious amounts of beer once again. I could do a chugger. I could be a chugger again. Christopher asks, when did you first come to terms with your own existence? Do you think about death a lot? I think I've always had varying levels of I've had varying levels of awareness of my own existence since I was a little child. I think around 13 years old, I got a grasp of the world without me and how the world would be without me. And at that point in time, I was a very miserable child. My dad, at one point, later in my teens, after I'd kind of got a grip of my existence and realized my reason for being, my dad told me that around that age of 13, I was so miserable that he thought about holding a pillow over my head to put me out of my misery. And he said this in a very loving way. He was very loving when he told me this. He was like, I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. He's like, I felt so guilty for bringing you into this world. And I'm so glad that I didn't go in there and put you out of your misery. And I was about 13 when I got out of that. So I would say since 13, not only have I come to terms with my existence, but my reason for being and my acceptance of existing has only deepened since then. And I don't think about death a lot, but when I do think about death, I get tremendously sad that I won't be able to continue living. Because no matter what I do in this life, more will always be the goal. How are my bowel movements? They've been pretty good. You feel like I'm going to get those no need to wipe poops, which always leave you feeling fresh. I've had some pretty nice movements. I like to shower after pooping though. It's just something I enjoy doing. My dad believed in Heaven's Gate and wanted to go chase Hale Bop. He wanted to get in the Hale Bop comic and fly away with the aliens that were following it. And then when he realized it was a suicide cult afterwards, he's like, oh, that's a good thing I missed that one. Yeah, my dad and I were both glad he didn't smother me. But I can understand why he would have thought that. My dad is a little bit of a psycho. He was. But he was also very much a loving father. Very, very weird. Very interesting human being. Not having to wipe makes you feel fresh. There are some times where wiping does not leave a lot of evidence, you know? I assume you still wipe. I assume saying that you don't need to wipe was just that when you did wipe, it was like one of those moments where evolution didn't come into play. Because at some point in time, humans didn't wipe, right? You got to assume we evolved into creatures that needed to wipe. And we started using leaves and sticks and shit to wipe our butt. Probably somebody was probably making cotton candy in their ass crack with a fucking twig or something, you know? Rolling a goddamn stick around their butthole to scrape all the poop off, looking like a chocolate cotton candy when they were done with it. And then somebody was like, we're going to make these little pieces of paper. Actually, I wonder if somebody tried to wipe their ass with regular paper. And they're like, this is too fucking good. I wonder if paper came first or... The paper had to come first, right? Nobody was like going to all the work to make paper and then deciding that they're going to wipe their ass with it, right? I don't know, though. Maybe they were using cloth. Maybe they had a little bucket of water. I do think that our way of pooping is not the way, right? Do we know on Earth to this day who the most efficient poopers are? We have like all these numbers to show like who is the most educated, who is the most wealthy. Do we have like a list of cultures, cities, areas that have the most efficient poops? Yeah, wiping with writing paper is not the way. How do the 3 shells work? That's the real question. Is that a Judge Dredd thing, the 3 shells? We need a toilet seat that sinks you down deep so cheeks spread apart more. Do we fund research the way we fund research into militarization, the scientific research into military, the scientific research into medicine? Do we need to start funding research into pooping for the most efficient pooping? And at that point, if we're going to put that much structure into how efficiently we poop, doesn't it start before the poop process even? Wouldn't it start completely with diet? Wouldn't maximizing the intake, the efficiency of intake, also maximize the output? And when you're looking at cultures and societies that poop at the most efficient rate, are we going to be questioning how their diets deliver such an efficient poo? Like, Greek culture, they have quite a history with advancements. What do their pooing habits look like? We know they love yogurt, and yogurt, probiotic, is going to put you ahead of the game, right? The intake thus increases the outtake, the output. Hell's Only says the Japanese might have the most efficient pooping mechanism. Their Japanese bidet toilets are pretty impressive, but those are also, you know, that's a fucking robot squirt gun up your ass. Is that the most efficient way of pooping? Like we've seen a squatty potty is suggesting that your knees should be up in the air. Is cleanup that important to the efficiency of pooing? Like if there's just a way to position you where the turd drops out perfectly, is that not better than having a squirt gun up your butt? Maybe both. Like I said, having the probiotics, the yogurt in the beginning, having a high fiber diet, maybe. If the fiber intake, or are we talking about the oil we put in our engine? Is that more important than the exhaust methods? I don't know. I guess if you just had a bag on your hip that collected the poop, I don't think that would be that efficient. You have to walk around with a bag on your hip collecting poop. That's a horrible thing. What's up, Ray Boo? I'm doing all right. I am getting better. Getting better all the time. Squatty Potty is endorsed by a unicorn. Unicorns may or may not be real. Lord Magicus says depends on the type of turd. Then that means diet, right? Is diet pretty much the main function of what type of turd you're going to be taking? A lot of people suggest that eating fiber will help you if you are constipated. That's not a necessity. Fiber doesn't necessarily make you poop. It just increases the palpability of the turd itself. A lot of people are saying that Squatty Potty is the best. Plastic bidets we sell in America can carry bacteria. Like, what about diet that's completely consumed by the probiotics so you'll ever have all you have to do is fart? Is that possible? I don't think that we're in a position where we're going to get enough nutrients without some sort of considerable waste. Do you think that there will be a food that is so perfect that your body absorbs 100% of it? Is that possible? It's probably possible, right? It's got to be some sort of synthetic blend. I mean, you have to be able to solve that to an extent. I don't know if it's actually reasonable, but I think in theory you would probably be able to have something that your body uses 100% of. Could be wrong, though. Commander 47 says, Billy, would you poop on a plane where it drops out the plane? If I had to, like, I don't understand. Are you suggesting that you wouldn't poop if you had to poop on a plane because it would drop out of the plane? Maybe we can go for a walk outside, yeah. Okay, guys, we're done talking about poop. What's up, Cody? How you doing, brother? I've gone live a few times. It's only 2.5 hour live. It's not a subathon. If this was a subathon, I might be getting subs. If you guys want to sub, I think there's a sub button or whatever, or fucking member button, whatever that shit does. Oh, yeah. You're more than welcome to. Just had a moment where I'm like, am I going to spend the rest of the night laying in my bed, resting my busted up back? And I thought, nah, let's sit in the chair all night and see if that does a number on my back or if I'll be fine in the morning. What do I think of the Kick platform? I haven't used it much, but it seems to be a pretty good deal for streamers. They take, 5% of the take on a subscription? I think YouTube takes about half. They take 10% of the take? I thought it was 5. Those motherfuckers. Staying well hydrated and light to moderate exercise helps it move along efficiently. Everybody's chiming in with their poo facts. I've quit talking about that. I do not have a heating pad. I try not to take care of myself. I'm a rugged man. I have some BioFreeze though. I can rub that on my back. It's menthol pain relief. If you do this Donut Nation thing, are we going to go on walks together? I should do Patreon only walks. I have to actually live stream my walks though. Maybe I'll do that. I have to get back to walking soon. You laid down all week. Time to sit in a chair. I've been getting up and going to the grocery store and walking around the grocery store. The other night I went to 4 different grocery stores in a row. Didn't really buy anything. I was just looking for low sodium things to jump out at me. Low sodium snacks. And everything I'd look at, I'd be like, no, that's too high. That's too high of sodium. Nope. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. Nope. Those have been my walks. You can earn crypto for walking. Ooh. Remember when you saw the wreck at the gas station? That was crazy. So nutty. I was just going to get some catfish. Maybe I should start doing more walks. Am I going to do any IRL? Well, I have to be able to, walk. Well, right now I'm walking around with a cane. So I can't, walk with a cane and a fucking live stream in my hand, right? We'll see if I can get back to the point where I'm able to walk and talk. With me live streaming, if I go out, I can't do the same live stream where I'm half going to fight people every time I go out. Because I can't win a fight right now. I can barely keep myself up. Was Slash at any of the grocery stores? No, not this time. Call my diet a unicorn diet. There you go. I'm on the unicorn diet. You can eat anything as long as it's on a stick. Corn dogs, popsicles, fine. Shish kebabs, fine. It's a unicorn diet. As long as it's on a little stick. You ever take the ferries in Seattle for any reason? I have. I haven't recently, though. I went to Bremerton through the ferry to film the couple videos that I never released. Life of the Party and 80s Baby I recorded off of the Ill album and never released them. And that was something that I took ferries across to Bremerton to go do. Got to go to a natural food shop. Oh, I went to PCC, and then I went to a place called Town and Country, which is like a natural food shop. And then I went to Sprouts, And then I ended up, I think, just going to QFC the other night. And I ended up getting some sushi. I bust out the cane with the sword and the camera mount. That'd be so fucking dummy. If I popped out a cane with a sword and just started slashing people if they attacked me. Did that movie ever released? The one I was shooting, Mr. Bleachers, is not ready for release yet. Beat them with a cane, plus you can talk more smack and people will be less likely to attack. Maybe. Dude, I don't know. I was getting fucking heat. I was getting in the heat for a while with those live streams. I was getting in the shit. Oh, happy day.
Happy day funded $20.
Oh,
Smile.
happy day.
It's a happy day.
When Jesus washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Smile. Thank you for the fucking 20 money, happy day. Smile. That's my smile. I think my best smile, a little smirk. I think that's my best smile. I think the movie would be a good Tubi style movie. I don't know what platform it's going to release on. I know before pandemic, we had a streamer platform lined up for it. And I don't know if we lost that opportunity due to the pandemic and timing, or if it's still going and that's why it hasn't released yet. I haven't talked to the director directly about it for a few months. He said it was probably going to come out fall maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. Twisted Nicka says, Billy, can I borrow $20? No, you can send me $20 and say goodbye to it. Duh. JG says, Billy, you look like Jonah Hill if he never became famous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Never lose your smile. I'll never lose my smile. I'll put it away. I'm not just going to walk around with a smile on my face all the time. But I'll always be happy to smile. Laughter is smiling that you can hear. I'll do that one too. Linkmaster says there's a time delay in chatting like 3 minutes. I don't know. Maybe you should refresh the stream. That could be part of the problem. Let me see if I refresh the stream what happens. There looks to be a short delay. Yeah, there's a short delay when I refresh the stream. I'll do that one too. Interesting. Linkmaster says there's a time delay in chatting like 3 minutes. I don't know. Maybe that's how long it took me to get the time delay upon refresh. Wasn't 3 minutes, but it was a good amount of time. Billy will look like Jason Mewes with real teeth. Wow. Wow. People already say I look like if Jay ate Silent Bob. It's a few seconds. What you gonna do about it, though? That's the way the Dipsy Doodle works. We have been live for 2 hours, 42 minutes, and 37 seconds, which is probably not actually true. It's probably been more like 2 hours and 40 minutes because it took me a while to get the fucking video to go live earlier. That was my fault. I was a little slow. What should we do for the last few moments of tonight's stream? Should I look up some sort of video or something? Let me look. What am I looking for? Ooh, you know what? Let me see. This shit had me cracking up. You guys, I watched this and I fucking was dying. Son of a bitch.
Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay, yeah, just put your hand through, yep. Yep, a little lower, yeah. Keep going. Yep.
Ew, what is this?
Yep, just go all the way through.
Oh my
all
god!
Yeah, just keep
What
going.
is that?
Keep going.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Now take your hand out slowly.
Okay.
Yep. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. There you go.
Adam, what the heck?
I liked that so much when I seen it earlier. I was like thinking to myself how I would react. I think I'm like I think like logic wouldn't let me know that like what had happened was like necessarily fake. I think maybe because it didn't smell like icky, if it didn't smell like ick, I might be able to not think it was real. But I think I would just start vomiting. I think I would just start puking. You couldn't even handle your hand going through that funky feeling without seeing it, right? Like that was rough. That shit right there. That's called death. For those of you watching right here, right now, HelloFresh is a delicious meal delivery service where you get all this food sent directly to your home for you to prepare. I am not sponsored by HelloFresh. I can't even afford to subscribe to it. But if you would like to, you can become a patron of mine, patreon.com/Billy. If you subscribe now to patreon.com/Billy, I might be able to afford HelloFresh one day. Just, one day. I'm not saying I'm going to get it immediately. Those of you watching, don't subscribe to HelloFresh. I'm not going to get paid if you do. Simply become a patron of Billy the Fridge, patreon.com/Billy. Patreon.com/Billy. And with enough patrons, one day, I might be able to subscribe to HelloFresh. Not a sponsor. Look at that delicious meal that's probably not too high in sodium. So this, like, without salt, that's probably a low sodium meal. Am I axing for shekels? No. But I am reminding people that I do accept them. I obviously don't want anybody to send any money to me that they don't have literally laying around extra. Those of you that do show love and support at this point in time, it's very much appreciative. But only if you got if you woke up today and was like, man, I hate $20, like Happy Day, probably didn't say that directly. But Happy Day said, man, I like Billy more than I like $20. And Happy Day sent $20. That's pretty fucking cool. Grady George, you doing another 40-day fast? You're a madman. Grady George didn't eat for 40 days. Documented it on his stream, and I watched most of the days. It made me hungry. A brisk 30-minute walk a day is very beneficial for heart health. Yeah, I was doing 30-minute walks, and I was doing them when my heart was failing. And I literally was doing one of my walks when I went to the urgent care because I couldn't do my full walk. I stopped after like 2 laps around the track. And I was at a point where I couldn't walk and talk. So that makes like a live stream for a walk suck. I couldn't walk and talk. I could walk and then have to stop and talk. I'd go with my buddy. I'd stop and I'd talk. What's on my OnlyFans? I don't know. Should I upload a dick pic to my OnlyFans? Let me log into my OnlyFans and see. I don't think I put anything on my OnlyFans that's spicy. Let's see. Logging into the OF right now. I'm going to tell you what's on my OnlyFans. Log in, Billy the Fridge on OnlyFans. I don't think I have anything on my fucking OnlyFans, to be honest with you. There's a post I have with a picture of a gun being held to my head, a picture of me laying in a bed that says non-nude hand model, and I'm showing off my bare chest with my hand over my bare chest, and there's a lot of comfort going on, some skin, but you don't see nipples or peenie or belly button even. There's a picture titled Double Digits, and it's my 2 fingers, but not pointing this way. I won't turn them around because that's strictly for the OnlyFans, but you see the other side of my hand up close like this. And then there's the picture that is public of me in a blonde wig with a dress. That's there. And that is my OnlyFans right now. And I don't think anybody's even subscribed to it right now. I can't tell. Come on, everybody, get on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur. Are you going to start doing NPC AI streams? Yeah. Dude, this fucking camera does not... I need to fix this camera. It does not want to stick on my damn playmat. How about this? Let's do an AI stream. You guys type in the chat. I'll pull up a beat, I think. We're going to do an AI track to this beat. All right. Type in the chat. I'm going to AI NPC response to all you type in the chat. Ice cream's so good. I wish a motherfucker would. If you could, you should. Or you shouldn't. Hot dog, yummy. Young Bill Fridge put the hot dog in his tummy. I'm feeling dummy, kinda crazy. I'm loco. Bill Fridge is drop his nuts up in your cocoa. I go slob of corn cobs and don't bob and weave when I leave. Look at my wizard sleeve. Ooh. Ice cream yum. On your mom's going numb like a bum. Gotta run, sipping on some rum from her nipples, let them run, cause I'm dumb. Give me some AI response like an aborted fetus. I can feed it to you, then you'll eat it. Incompleted, need to be deleted. Gang, gang, going bang, now you see it. Got a donut on my chain, about to be it. Young Bill Fridge, Michael Jackson, I could beat it, and you could see it. No, I'm not conceited, I'm just trying to AI rap, and now I'm bleeding. Because you cut deep, double roses with the thorn, put up your noses. Something stinky, can't smell it. A strong woman, I can't tell it. pH balance from the underarm. Wonder Woman about to do some harm. In the lasso like I'm Affleck on the Flash, gotta know I'm going Batman wings. Spread 'em. NPC Bill Fridge about to dead 'em, crushing like the cherry. Young Bill Berry, venereal diseases, very freaking scary. I took an AIDS test last week, cause I thought I had a little burn up in my ass cheek. Turns out it was a hemorrhoid. Now I'm annoyed, and an asteroid is coming from my city. Bill Fridge got the titty, about to preach. An emoji in the back, is that a peach? I slapped the ass, I'm about to spank it, no spicy. Young Bill Fridge getting icy, you like it? A burly lady walked up into the saloon. I was a cowboy, I popped her damn balloon with a poon in the point of my pecker. Double decker like Taco Bell. I'ma check your card at the door. I'm a bouncer, I'll be bouncing on a whore while she's bouncing on the floor. Then we bounce out to the store, get a bag of marshmallow, about to bake some s'mores. In the oven, I'm loving like I'm McLovin', something super bad bumping. Cause I look like Jonah Hill. If I was an AI, still I'm just a bill. I got bars like Charles in Charge. I'm large and I'm probably maxing out my cards. On the credit, yeah, I said it. You can bet it with the mushroom stamp, going damp like a champ when I whip it out, dip it now. Hindenburg about to blow, explode my load. I know it's in your throat. Heisenberg probably don't know about the boat that I go. U-boat, they call me German. Young Bill Fridge, I'm Pee Wee Herman. When I'm living in the playhouse, Barbie probably come around and stay down. Cause if I was the Ken, we the one. Guarantee everybody knows I'm the human son. S-U-N-S-O-N, my friend, let's not pretend. I be both. It's my birthright to take the fucking earth right over, flip it on its head and toe to my shoulder. The North Pole and your fourth hole. Young Bill Fridge, about to roll, that's the goal. Hee. In the deep sea where you see me, like Harry Mack with a hairy sack, in a cul-de-sac with a lonely act, extra skittish. Young Bill Fridge speaking Yiddish to Greta Thunberg. The whole world's undone. It's a heat stroke with my meat poke. Baby, it's nasty, it's disgusting, and I'm wondering if the whole world is just dusting in the wind. Let's begin, got the testicle, my seminal vesicle, about to wrestle you, butt naked. Whatever you do, you never knew. You wake up naked next to young Bill Fridge. Might want to wash your body off. Double soft, Microsoft like Bill Gates. Got chill rates for a long nap. Wrote the wrong rap. Young Bill Fridge is the AI, like Eric July. Don't care if you die. I'm on the top of the mountain, spitting down, pissing in the rain. Make no mistake, I'll be flying in the plane, no parachute. And there I poop so efficiently. Young Bill Fridge, he got wisdom. He probably go to night asleep, cause you never know how deep you will creep. When the sun's down, I run down. It's nighttime, night. You know I'm about to fight line for line, pound for pound, grounded out. Young Bill Fridge at the roundabout, searching for the face of death and stare him in the eye. Never gonna lie, verified, there I die. Holding the Bunsen burner, young Bill Fridge. Like Ike and Tina Turner. Marriage built on dastardly deeds. Ask what you need. I got acid and weed. We're getting so fucking high. I'm a dive bomber. I'm going Nagasaki with the kamikaze and the Yamaguchi. When I drop the coochie, I'll be skating around, no Kerrigan. You could tell I'm a 90s baby. I got fucking Margot Robbie Harrigan. Tanya Harding? Tanya Harding with the lead pipe, playing Clue in the dead of night. I read it right. Sigourney Weaver with a horny beaver. I'm the blue dreamer with the creamer like blue milk. You kill Luke Skywalker in the morning without warning, soaring in the T-16 Skyhopper. Oppenheimer, I might watch her. Sarah Silverman too. I was going to rhyme something with Sarah Silverman. I was like, I don't fucking know what to say with Sarah Silverman. I'm done. It's too late for me to be rapping. There's a baby upstairs. I don't want to wake the baby up with my raps. We had an AI rapathon. We did movie reviews. We had deep intellectual thoughts about existence and pooping. We've had quite a night, ladies and gentlemen, my friends. I want to say thank you for those of you that hung out and had fun. I want to say thank you to those of you that hung out and hated. I don't recall the hate, but I remember the love. And I needed you guys here to let me know how inconsequential you are with your naysaying and negativity. And I need those people that were here sharing love, sharing happiness, sharing smiles, to know how absolutely important you are in my life, and I hope in the lives of everyone around you. Because if you guys weren't here, I'd be talking to myself, and that would be embarrassing. But because you're here, we're having a little bit of a party, and that's all right. Cody D's, my brother. Definitely more. More is better. Let's do more. Fat Cyborg, cheers. Thank you for being glad to see me feeling better, because I'm glad to be feeling better, man. Kick.com/BTF. Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's the move. We love you in a scary parasocial way. Don't forget it. I think I'm a wonderful parasocial friend. I think I'm probably one of the better people to love parasocially, because, and it could be because I'm a narcissist, this could be all ego, but because I will love you back very limitedly, but enough, just enough to make it worthwhile. Seriously, cheers, everybody. Thank you for hanging. AIP2, cheers, brother. Vlog, cheers, brother. Appreciate you, too. I'm going to go relax. It's 1 a.m. here. I think it's time for me to stretch out my butt. Happy day coming through the Donut Nation. Grazie. Welcome to the Donut Nation. Live on location, in real life, and in real time. Happy Day has joined the Donut Nation. More news says, Billy, you are a narcissist? No way. I'm probably not, honestly. But if I was, I'd be doing it so well that it would actually be the thing to be. The only problem with narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths is their willingness to take shortcuts. And I don't take shortcuts when it comes to human emotion. I do exploit every once in a while. But I hold myself to a very high standard. And those that walk along with me, you should feel good about yourselves. You done good, guys. Have a good night. You'll join soon if I'm going to stream more. I think that's a good idea. I think I should stream more so you have a reason to join soon, Lunar Phoenix. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night.